All right. So I'm walking home right now, and I had this on my heart to say, right? Bruh, some of y'all know me from my playthroughs. Some of y'all know me from my personality. Hell, some of y'all recently might even know me from my, some of y'all might even more recently know me from my Operation Don't Simp videos, that have been going very well. Thank you very much, and been well received through multiple websites, especially Facebook, more so than my YouTube, but they're received well, and I do appreciate people listening, because let me tell y'all something, man. I'm 32 years old. 32 years old, right? I have been living on this planet for 32 years. I turned 33 August 10th, right? I was born in 1988, Algiers, 15 Ward, West Bank, New Orleans, Louisiana, at West Jefferson Hospital. Couldn't tell you the time I was born because I don't know that deep. I don't know that much. But I was born in West Jefferson Hospital, right? Motorcycle going crazy. Did that. But I was born in 1988, West Bank, New Orleans, Louisiana, Algiers, 15 Ward, West Jefferson Hospital. So I've been on this planet for a great deal of time that a lot of people, especially black men out there, we don't get to see this. A lot of them don't get to see this age a lot. And the reason why, the thing that really pushes me to do these type of videos is because, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Fortunately, and I know a lot of y'all out there making y'all mistakes too, because y'all got this this live fast, die young mentality. And a lot of y'all moving because a lot of y'all elders are ashamed of themselves. They're very ashamed of themselves. But I'm coming to tell y'all that your elders shouldn't be ashamed of anything. They lived how they lived, and maybe they didn't get to accomplish all the things that they get to accomplish because the elders at the time that they were young probably didn't know too much, or only knew as much as they gave them, or some of them were just trying to hold them back because they didn't want to see, maybe they were jealous because they didn't want to see a young man grow up, and young man or a young woman grow up to become something greater than what they were. Because you do have those jealous OGs out there that are like that. I'm here to tell you, man, I never thought, it's still mind-boggling to me, maybe because I still got the mind of somebody who never thought I'd live to see myself being called an OG. I'm 32 years old, bro. I grew up in New Orleans when it was really, when New Orleans was known as the murder capital, as they called it. And that's why California insurance rates are so damn high, because of that right there. But I'm still shocked when I go to Oakland, or whenever I'm in like Antioch or any of these places, right? I'm 32 years old, and people, younger than me, refer to me as OG. Like that, even though I've been through my fair share of bullshit, I can tell you that the reason why I didn't go through as much as I probably would have is because I had OGs when I was young, and elders that I was young, that gave a fuck about me, that went to jail before, that that did the murders and killed people before, and whether it was in self-defense or it was just a part of the game that they was playing, the drug game, or whatever the case may be. I had people talk to me and get in my head at an early age, whether it be in the church, even though I don't really go to church because I don't really, Christianity, I got my opinions on that, but it's still some good-hearted people in those environments and in those places that are the sole reason why I have a clean record today. You know what I'm saying? And even my family members, they know I used to have like a bad attitude. I used to be doing little dumb shit, stealing and all this. Bro, I lived a life, bro. I'm just gonna say I lived a life, bro. And it's a wonder that I didn't end up, dead in jail. Well, I wouldn't say it's a wonder because, like I said, I had the right people in my corner to keep me from going down that road. You know, I'm just, you know, happy that I was blessed with an ear to listen and a knack for wanting to learn and absorb energy and information to better myself, regardless of where it came from. Because one thing I learned from when I was little, right? I used to hate when I would be going to like church and I used to hear the preachers preaching, or I used to hate when old people tried to talk to me and things like that. I learned from something, because I always thought they was just talking gibberish, right? I learned that even in trash, there's treasure. So even if you think they just telling you a bunch of garbage, it's always literally going to be that one little slither of information that is just as worth its weight in gold. And, you know, gold never gets old; it lasts forever. So you always want to listen, even if you feel like the elders aren't giving you information that you feel like you can personally listen to. Don't be so prideful as to think that, you know, just because a person isn't living the life that you think they should be living, that you shouldn't listen to them. Don't think that just because you are getting spoken, or that you're getting spoken to by like a homeless person or something like that, that you can't listen to them. I can be completely honest with you. Out of all the years that I've lived on this planet, the most useful information that I've ever gotten was from a homeless person. Now, granted, the dude was drunk, but there's genius even in stupidity. That's some real shit right there. There's genius even in the midst of stupidity. There's still genius. Hence the reason why I say there's treasure in trash. You may think that they're spitting to you a bunch of garbage, but there's a little bit of something in there that you can use. Don't ever think that, you know, they're just telling you a bunch of useless shit. This is really from the heart, bro. Like, I see a lot of dudes, especially from Chicago, because the spotlight is on them, but whether it be from Chicago, from Philly, from New Orleans to fucking Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Ruston, which is where I spent most of my life, Shreveport, the whole 318, whole 504, you know, even in West Wego, down up in Metairie, even in parts of Texas, bro. The Bay Area, California. It's like I'm seeing a bunch of young people getting killed because they live in this young, reckless life. When you have, and it's understandable because we all been through it, bro. We all been through it. If you lived in the inner city where the opportunities are few, anytime you get a come up when you were in a poverty-stricken environment, it feels like you just hit the jackpot. So you don't know how to act. You never had money before, so you don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you're not going to know what to do with it, because you're just so happy that you finally got like a way out. Or you found like your light at the end of the tunnel when everything's dark. You went from eating ramen noodles and fucking, you know what I'm saying, drinking like 50-cent sodas and eating fucking $2 plates of food, you know what I mean? To like eating fucking steak and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, expensive cuts of meat and, you know, mashed potatoes and, you know what I'm saying, blanched vegetables, you know what I'm saying, just things that we don't really, you know, and in some places they don't even have fresh fruit and vegetables. All they got is a junk food, and what you eat literally affects your mind. Believe it or not, that's actually science, because the stomach has, just like the brain, the stomach has gray matter in it. So y'all didn't think I knew that. So in a sense, the stomach is a brain within itself. What you feed to yourself literally affects the way you think. And that's not, you know, no theory or nothing like that. That's actually science. That's scientifically proven. The way what you eat literally affects the way you think. You eat better, you're going to think better, you're going to do better. Your mood is going to improve. But it's some people that just don't have access to those things. And when you're eating bad and eating unhealthy and things like that, and this isn't no vegan talking. I'm not talking about veganism or anything like that. I mean, if you're down with that, good for you. But you know what I'm saying? There's healthier options out there, regardless of what your preference is when it comes to food. But some people literally don't have access to like fresh fruits and vegetables. They don't have farmer markets. So when you have people who, you know what I'm saying, come from these environments where things like that aren't available, they're going to act in a very irrational manner. They're going to act in a very immoral manner, because a lot of them just don't have access to better opportunities. They, sometimes being a rapper and being a football player literally is the only way we have out, because a lot of our idols came from those same environments, and they made it out with those, with those avenues, to where, you don't, even though it's more prevalent now, you see more people being, anime artists or, singers or things like that. Some people just don't have, the, a sight, because they're so on their toes, so to speak. All they can think about is the here and now. What's the quickest way I can get out of this bad situation? And they're in constant panic mode. Every day they wake up, they don't know if this is going to be the day that I die. They don't know if this, it's very post-traumatic, as they call it. Originally, it was called shell shock, you know what I'm saying? But, America has this thing. Shout out to George Carlin, may he continue to rest in peace, because he was a genius. For anybody who knows his comedy routines, the dude was he just called bullshit for what it is. He really called a spade, and he's one of those dudes that, just laid it out on the table. Even though I don't agree with everything, the man made a lot of common sense, bro. And I encourage anybody to watch his skits, his comedy special. Excuse me, like my mind is going a million miles per hour right now, but you really have to, recognize that America has this thing where they feel like if they change the name of a condition, somehow it magically changes the condition. PTSD was originally called shell shock when it very first happened, but they changed the name of it, and thus they changed the way that they approached it over the years. But that's a story for another time, if I ever care to tell that story, because I know some people don't want to even hear that. But the point is, man, people, to the youngins out there that's going crazy, bro, this is coming from a 32-year-old dude that survived all that bullshit. And I'm in a better position now. It's not the best position, but it's a better position. You know what I'm saying? I had people in my life that cared. And even if you think you don't have people in your life that care like that, to where you can, to where they can move you out or do anything like that, because some of y'all don't even ask. Y'all have access to it and y'all don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But it's a way out, bro. It's a way out. And I hate to say it, but sometimes you got to do a little bad to do a little good. I know it's plenty of people out there that sold drugs on the side, under the radar, got their money up, and they got the fuck out. And the unfortunate, and I'm a realist at the end of the day, the unfortunate reality, sometimes you may have to do that. It's some girls out there that went into, I don't encourage no girl to go into prostitution. You see my Operation Don't Sip videos, I demoralize that so much. But there's girls out there, they have to go to the strip club because there's no other opportunities out there for them. So for them to make it out, you know what I'm saying? Some of them ended up having kids at a young age, or some of them just want to get the fuck out of those bad environments so much to where all they looking at is, okay, the quickest way I can get the money is if I go to this nightclub and I become a stripper, or if I sell my body on this corner. And I really don't want nobody to do that. But the reality is some girls feel like they have to do that. Some young men feel like they have to resort to pimping, or they got to sell drugs, or they got to be a hitman for hire because they in such a war-torn environment that this is the best they can do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, bro, it's always a way out. And it ain't always got to be like the negative shit. It's always a way out. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like you have to get your money up in like a grimy type of way, but, you know what I'm saying, get your bread and get the fuck out. Don't be having everybody in your damn business. Don't be having everybody in your damn, in your mess. Don't have a bunch of people in your shit that's gonna like bring a bunch of unwanted attention, because you do have people that's just trying to be a part just so they can fuck everything up, because all they know is chaos. But you're talking to somebody that understands this shit. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, I never had to sell drugs, because again, even when my life seemed like it was going down that path, I had people that gave a damn that stopped me from doing that because they sold drugs themselves. It's nothing, and to the elders out there, to the OGs out there, it's nothing wrong with telling even though you may personally be embarrassed that you didn't get to do certain things in life, it's nothing wrong with telling these young dudes about your failures. The whole purpose of you being the previous generation and them being the next generation is so that they don't fall in the same pitfalls that you fell into when you was younger. You have to look at, you literally have to look at it like you went through it so that they don't have to. You made all the mistakes so that they don't have to. And I know it may be unfair for a lot of y'all out there, because some of y'all had some OGs during the time when y'all was younger that didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really show that they loved you for real. So you don't really know how to receive it, as well as you don't know how to give it, or you have this bastardized understanding of what love is, so you pass that same bastardized energy down to the next generation, and now they're fucked up. This is really coming from somebody that, man, look, even though I'm fortunate enough to never go through a lot of those situations, I lived in those environments. And because I had the right people around me, I was able to maneuver and get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Which, if they weren't in, I would be in like way, way worse situations. You know what I'm saying? I had the OGs that sold drugs and things like that. They were the head of the baseball teams and the football teams that the churches were putting together, because the church understood, even though we young and we probably don't even understand what's going on in those churches, we look at the OG that's out there and we understand him, or rather we're more willing to listen to him. And because he has a mindset of, I don't want these little guys to go through what we went through, they'll be ahead of a football team or anything like that, because it's all strategy. It does take a village. You know what I mean? And they know, it's okay, since we need these young men not to be out here doing the dumb shit or doing like the stupid stuff and getting involved in the streets or anything negative. I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna put this OG that they all know. The OG don't want us in these same environments any damn way. And they want us to have a better life than they did. So we're gonna put you, and since the young homies like playing like basketball and football, even a very few like playing soccer, and baseball. Some of them even went to play tennis. You know what I'm saying? And all these other sports outside of basketball, football, and baseball. You know, some of them ran track regardless, bro. Like, they know that if we can get these OGs that's been active in these streets, that these little homies listen to in these leadership positions in the baseball and in like the sports field, we know they can get in their ear and they can prevent them from going down the path. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean, bro. We need more OGs we need more elders who give a fuck about telling people about their negative experiences in life, rather than hiding it from them because they're personally ashamed of them. Your pain is somebody else's prevention. Remember that. And that's just a message to the elders. But to the young ones out there, man, like, y'all gotta understand. Even when y'all think y'all not, almost dropped my drink. Even when y'all think y'all not, you know what I'm saying, y'all not gonna get caught, y'all gotta understand, you can get away 1,000 times, bro. It only takes that one fucking time for y'all to get caught, and that's your ass. That's your ass. You know what I'm saying? And you talk to those OGs that's out there, bro, they won't sit there and brag about, notice that any of the OGs that's actually been through some shit, they literally gonna tell you that they just happy they survived so damn long. They never glorify that shit. They'll sit you down and they'll tell you what you want to hear, but at the same time, they're gonna tell you the reality of what that life was and how opportunities got taken from them because they didn't get a chance to, you know what I'm saying, live out their dreams because they was doing the stupid shit. That's your key right there to living in peace. They went through it so that you don't have to. And I know how the world just seems like, you got all this energy and you can go out there and do whatever. Let me tell you what the game plan is. The game plan is for you while you're in your teens and while you're going through your 20s, I would say probably up to even when you're like 28, right? That's your time for you to get your money right and get your businesses in order, so that by the time you hit 30 and on so forth, when things start to slow down for you, your money starts speeding up. Ideally, when you hit 30, you want your money to be generated on autopilot. Like, you ain't got to sit there and do little to no leg work by the time you reach like 30, 35, whatever the case may be. if you don't need to. So go online, you know what I'm saying? Get out them streets, you know what I'm saying? Get your t-shirt business up. Some of y'all got shoes and clothing lines. I see starting on Instagram and TikTok and all that. I see y'all. And that's the right way to handle things. And it's going to get to a point where you may not need to even show your face in public no more because the money's just coming because your brand is in so much demand. And that's the way you're supposed to handle things. Or whatever it may be, even if it's music. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in the booth, even if you got to work a 9 to 5, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Make that honest money. That's less time you have to look out for the one time, for the jakes or whatever the fuck you call them in your state. That's less time you have to deal with that bullshit. Pay your taxes, get you a LLC, you know what I'm saying? Get you a tax ID. Get your business in order while you're young. That way, when you get older, you ain't gotta worry about playing catch up. You'll already be established. But, you know what I'm saying, I see a lot of them losing their life out here doing dumb little reckless shit, bro, and I just felt like it was a need to say something because, unfortunately, the unfortunate reality is, like I said, I'm a realist. A lot of y'all OGs out there are just bitches. Y'all wasn't shit when y'all was young. Y'all see the young homies coming up and they doing things that you wish you would have did, and some of y'all get so jealous of the young homies that they ain't even got a chance because you trying to throw a wrench in their plans so that they don't achieve more than you did. When that's the whole purpose of them being the next generation any damn way. Is so they can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you, for example, you think anybody that was in them slave fields, you know what I'm saying, wanted future generations to be in them same slave fields? Hell no. That's the reason why you had freedom fighters. That's the reason why you had, you know, civil rights movements and anything else that's associated with helping advance black people. Even though we had our bumps on the road, we had Black Wall Street, they burned that shit down. We had the MOVE movement up in Philadelphia, they came and bombed the shit out there, and this is the American government doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Our back is against the wall, but we still thrive because you gotta understand that being black is eternal. That's just to my little homies out there. You gotta know that. But to the OGs out there, man, show love to these little dudes out there while they're still around, because you got to understand something. When you die in these streets, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about your mama. They're not going to visit your mama or your dad or your younger siblings. They're not trying to adopt your kids if you have any kids. They not really showing love. They just around you to get whatever little bit they can. And when you dead and gone, if they're going to put a RIP fucking mention on Instagram, on Twitter, or whatever the fuck like that, and that's gonna be it for the rest of their days. They not finna give two shits that your mama gotta pay for a funeral. They not even putting $1 towards that damn casket. You feel me? So nobody's gonna take care of you better than you. You gotta understand that you gotta get out here and you gotta make these moves happen for yourself and just get the fuck out of the way, so that you can live the best life you can live. And if nobody else told you that, remember I told you that. Pass this video around, man. Hit that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, like I just felt like it was on my heart to say this. I had to say it, bro. Because I'm not seeing enough of the elders putting this message out there. They're putting more bullshit out there in y'all heads. And then the bullshit just gonna continue. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it, man. So y'all remember, man, be humble in victory, be gracious in defeat, show no mercy in battle, and World Warriors Collective. I'll holler at y'all later.